Hello, Carl here with Sustainability Theory News. We're over at permaculturenews.org, which is the website for the Permaculture Research Institute, and they have an article by Sean Dixon Sullivan about permaculture practices of the Incas, the ancient Central and South American, culture that was destroyed by the conquerors of Spain. Well, they had a lot of methods of permaculture practices, one of which was common in America by the Native Americans called the Three Sisters. They call it chacro. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that, but it's basically corn, beans, and squash together. They grow the corn first, then the beans go up the corn and grow up the corn, use it as a trellis, and the squash takes care of the ground cover. And the corn has real deep roots, the beans somewhat middle level, and the squash are shallow. So they use every bit of space they can. They also did beds and canals where they dug long canals or long skinny canals and long skinny beds right next to them. So with growing beds right next to the canals, they always had enough water. They had herb spirals, and herbs and spices can help keep bugs and pests away. And there's little microclimates at each one of these levels, and they're massive. 98 feet deep is one of them. They have rainwater catchment, catching and recycling, reusing rainwater, just picking the low point in the land and digging a trench and then getting a big hole, basically, to store the water. Ideally, you have some compressed clay at the bottom. Keyhole beds, making beds very close to the city center. Also, the crops that need the most attention should be closest to the residents. A lot of different things. Biointensive, using astrology in the community. And agroforestry, coming up with good tree crops. A lot of good principles and a lot of details in this article. I strongly recommend it. There's a link in the description. And if you'd like to see more news headlines like this, subscribe to my channel. Have a great day.